welcome to my 7-day exercise for envisioning your future. My video series where I teach you a surefire 7-step method for bringing that vision of yours into high definition so that you can not only choose what you want out of life, but also start to brainstorm action steps to help you get there. So my purpose, or my goal at least, is to be your catalyst for awakening so that you can expand this personal vision. You can get comfortable with this vision so that not only can you reach fulfillment, but you can also get a greater sense of purpose, because I truly believe that a really clear definition of your personal vision is going to be your springboard to make more meaningful contribution in life. The fact of the matter is, if you're unsatisfied, if you're unfulfilled, you're not going to get anywhere without a vision of your ideal future. If you have a goal, if you have a dream or a desire that you wish to reach, you can kiss that sucker goodbye if you don't have a crystal clear, focused image of what it is you truly want. And if it's one thing that I'm good at, it's helping you leave dream world, as cozy as it might be, and go into reality. And that's precisely what I'm going to help you with today, taking the first step to realizing your dreams. So in today's video, we'll talk about why it's so important to visualize in detail your ideal future. We're also going to talk about the characteristics that it takes to be a true visionary. And of course, we're going to discuss the first step that you need to kickstart your simple 7-step visioning process. I'm going to stir the pot in that head of yours. I'm going to ask you super thought-provoking questions, so I really recommend having a pen and paper to jot down some notes, or if you prefer, you can open up a Word document. But before we dive into the juicy stuff, it makes this entire exercise a hell of a lot easier if you've downloaded and completed my free One Step Closer to Fulfillment Core Values workbook. If you haven't done this yet, then you can push pause on this video. You can join my Facebook group, if you're not already a member, called Fulfillment, Personal Development for Purpose, Awareness, and Joy, and you can select that file underneath the group files. Or you can get that workbook and other freebies by subscribing to my emailing news list at www.soulinwonder.com. Okay, I'm excited. What's the big deal about visualization practices? Well, it really helps us to open up possibilities, and it connects us with what's waiting to be born. In movement toward our vision, mystery begins to unfold and dreams come to life. Tell me that's not exciting. So, this is a place for imagination. You can check your rationalizations, your practicality, all of that at the door, all right? It does have its place in action steps and in the planning process, but for visualization, leave it gone. Not gonna do anything for you, all right? We wanna tap into that imagination, that right brain, and really get things flowing. We have to set the stage for creative action, and visioning does exactly that by establishing that blueprint, okay, for creating that compelling personal change. Not to mention, working toward the vision in and of itself gives us a greater sense of purpose, and it really fulfills that yearning for personal growth. Now, when tapping into our innate creativity for visioning, it helps us if we think about and use visionaries of our history as role models. So we can see qualities in them that we all have in some form or fashion and to some degree, but we can embody these characteristics and it can really empower us during this visualization process. So visionaries like the Dalai Lama, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Maya Angelou, whoever, take your pick, have certain characteristics in common. For example, they're inherently curious. They have the courage to dream, especially when other people tell them to turn it down a notch. They convey a clear sense of passion that not only keeps themselves motivated, but motivates everybody around them. They expand the sense of possibility. They engage others in their vision, which is extremely important if you want to make a meaningful contribution in this world. And they explore their nature unceasingly, particularly with their hearts open to mystery, which you have to be comfortable with the unknown to be a true visionary. So these qualities are wonderful to embody throughout our own visioning process. It can be a little scary sometimes, you start to tap into these visions of yours, and then rationality comes in, or practicality starts to speak. And it's because of all of these societal constructs that have been boxing us in for so long. And so I'm asking you to be bold, be brave, be courageous, and just explore your mind. Just explore it. Have fun. So now that we understand the importance of visualization and we have an idea of what characteristics to embody to maximize those benefits, we can jump into the first step of the 7-step Courageous Visions process. Now, there are a lot of tools, a lot of exercises to help you in the visioning process, but I chose to work with Courageous Visions, which was created by the Leadership That Works team in Coaching for Transformation. Shout out to them, because it's one of my favorites. It will help you to get in touch with the deeper expression of your visions, and it promotes more meaningful contribution, which in my opinion is one of those keys to fulfillment, because it provides that sense of purpose. This process does build up on value work. So once again, if you haven't completed my free workbook on your core values, pause this video and go get that done first. You can take an hour to do it. You can take days. It just depends on where you're at with your self-awareness of your core values. Now, if you feel like you've already identified your core values in other exercises, you don't necessarily have to do mine, but it might help to overview it to make sure that you haven't missed something that could be crucial in this visioning process. So, typically, I do the Courageous Visions process with my clients without them really knowing what it is or that we're even doing it. I just kind of fit the steps in organically in a conversation by asking the appropriate questions and, of course, listening deeply and intuitively for their answers. Since I'm breaking this process down into tangible steps for you in video form, I'd like to encourage you to treat this as a journal prompt where you write down your answers, thoughts, realizations, etc. And for bonus points, share insights in the comments of the videos so that we can all learn from each other, of course. It might help if you pause the video after each question that I pose so that you have space and silence to really contemplate without interruptions. All right, I think I covered the ground rules. Let's get into the first step of the Courageous Visions process, which is history, sharing milestones and possibilities. So the first step requires us to tap into the past. The past is wonderful for reflecting on milestones to open up possibilities for the future. Of course, we don't want to get stuck in the past, but lessons taught from the past help us to shape our present and our future. So, this is what I'd like for you to do. First, I'd like for you to think about one peak experience in your life. Choose a time when you particularly felt empowered, joyful, and just completely on it, like on point. Write about this experience in as much detail as you can, and feel free to make it as long as you want, as short as you want, whatever's possible, whatever you can remember, the smells, the sounds, the tastes if that's involved, the people you're with, your experience in its entirety. Once again, you can push pause so that you have time to write this down. After you have described your peak experience, next I'd like to ask you what life milestones are most important to you. Perhaps it's graduating university, or going to live in a foreign country for the first time. Maybe it's the birth of your first child, or when you lost 30 pounds. You can brainstorm both milestones that you've already completed and milestones you have yet to reach, but would obviously desire to reach them. And just make a list of the ones that you hold closely to your hearts. After you've made your list of important milestones to you, I want you to answer this. What about your past will help you to embrace the future? What have you learned that can help you to open up for things to come? as you can see, I've only scratched the surface with you in this first step. In tomorrow's video, we're going to move forward to step 2, where we'll tie in your history with your values and take a deeper look at what's most important to you right now. So that's it for today. I hope I got your gears turning. Remember to share your insights in the comments of this video because I'd love to hear about your peak experiences and your milestones. I'll catch you in the next video for step 2 of the Envisioning the Future video series, the Courageous Visions Process. Bye-bye.